In the heart of the city, where the harsh realities of homelessness meet the everyday hustle. A beacon of hope shines bright. This is Uturn Homeless Ministries, where transformation is not just a goal, but a journey. A journey that empowers individuals to reclaim their lives and their dignity.
Uturn equips individuals and communities with skills to overcome homelessness.
Yeah, this is where Uturn started, with Marmite sandwiches and Oros and soup. And these are the original old Uturn vouchers. My son Warren, he was in advertising, and he came up with small change makes no change. No change.
Unlike many organizations that address homelessness, Uturn stands apart with its therapeutic approach. Here, it's not about simply providing a meal or temporary shelter. It's about addressing the root causes of homelessness and walking alongside each person as they rebuild their lives.
Uturn has a very comprehensive approach, and we have an outcomes-based approach. So we're moving people constantly towards independent accommodation, sustained income, employment ideally, towards sustaining, maintaining their own sobriety, to rebuilding relationships and developing support networks around them, and towards self-management. People have got to be able to manage themselves and become healthy, well individuals. Those are the things that somebody needs to get off the streets and sustain themselves off the streets.
Many initiatives aimed at helping the homeless focus on immediate needs: food, temporary shelter, or income through activities like selling magazines. While well-intentioned, these approaches often trap individuals in a cycle of dependency, keeping them on the streets for longer.
On the one hand, yes, we're dealing with the safety concerns, but on the other hand, we are making sure that as a city we are caring, that we're leading the people of Cape Town to respond in a holistic way, to really help people where they need the help. And that's where Uturn becomes a significant player. Really, I don't think that there is another organization in this particular ward that is as effective, as comprehensive, as holistic as they are.
There is a specific journey, a specific pathway that needs to be followed for each and every person. And it's kind of holding that person's hand and guiding them and mentoring them through that process. It's not a sausage machine. It's not a time-bound program. It's an outcomes-based program. What that means is that every person gets what they need to flourish in life, rather than just kind of the default copy and paste, which many other programs would offer.
I know what the program can offer. That helps me to stay motivated and committed to the program. Besides that, seeing the people that was previously with me in P3, all either being in their own places, having jobs, living the life that I desire. Seeing Alfonso, working for Uturn now, no longer a champ, but now a staff member, it motivates me, to stay committed to this. That is actually one of the core reasons why I actually came back. Besides the shame and the guilt of leaving in the way that I did, I think the motivation was stronger.
I am a junior web developer and learnership facilitator for Connect Solutions. I was in a recovery home where I went for detox. I was just about to become homeless. My family has written me off, and I was destitute. I didn't know what the next few hours was going to bring. I stayed there for about over a year. During my detox and my recovery, I kind of fell in a statistic, like of only 2% make it from heroin addiction. First phase was my detox and my, getting to know who I am. Also in conversations with the therapists that were there, that Uturn would be a good fit for me. And that's when I started joining the program.
Well, if you think about it, homelessness is really bad for the economy. Because on the one side, you have people who are aggressively begging, who are causing nuisance, who are littering. And for businesses, it's not a good idea. It's not helpful to business to have homeless people in their area. But also for the homeless people themselves, they are now draining, taking from the economy they are not contributing to.
We as the city of Cape Town currently spend 744 million rand annually on homelessness. A lot of that is the public giving the 5 rand or the 2 rand towards the individual.
Imagine what that could do if that was transferred into developmental services. But that money is therefore being used to help people to stay on the streets.
Uturn has also introduced an innovative way to connect with those in need. The My Change Voucher. Instead of giving money directly to those begging for change, public can offer a My Change Voucher, an alternative gift that can be redeemed at a homeless support centre. These vouchers provide access to essential services like meals, showers, safe sleeping spaces and clothing. But beyond these provisions, they open the door to something even more vital: the opportunity for real change.
Over 80% of people that are living on the street suffer with substance abuse, and giving cash just keeps them staying on the street longer and leads to chronic homelessness. Instead of giving someone cash or food when they knock at the door, at your door, or if you see them at the traffic light, you give them a voucher.
There has to be the voucher, because had it been the small change, I would have probably still been on the street today. Maybe not even on the street, maybe dead.
They can get a meal with one voucher, they can get an item of clothing, they can get a bed for the night, and then they can also have a shower. And once they are at the centre, they are welcome to stay and join our programs. At Uturn, we run what we call Ignite sessions, and the Ignite sessions is to ignite that desire for change in someone that's living on the street.
At Uturn, the goal is true independence. The transformation is profound and the impact life-changing. Clients leave not as homeless individuals, but as empowered, self-sufficient members of society.
What we want is not people who are begging and not adding and contributing to the economy. What we want is people who are actually working, using their skills and their aptitude and their ability meaningfully to contribute to the economy, so they can earn money to provide food for themselves, they can rent somewhere to live, and they can also provide for their family. And then, because they're working, they'll also be contributing to the tax revenue of the economy, and there's a positive cycle that happens.
Uturn's impact is not just felt locally, it has garnered global recognition.
What they're doing works. Their success rate is phenomenal. It is admired internationally, actually.
In 2024, Uturn Homeless Ministries was selected as a finalist in the prestigious .org Impact Awards. Out of 1,700 applicants from 83 countries, Uturn emerged in the top 35, placing them in the top 2% of organizations worldwide. Uturn is turning lives around, one journey at a time.
I think the global recognition shows that, particularly in the sector of homelessness, Uturn are thought leaders, especially in developing nation type context where resources are limited.
Let me tell you, homeless folk have done more for us than we've done for them. They have humbled us, they have educated us, they have changed us, they have taught us what sharing is. To meet a homeless person that has just what we call mining, digging for gold in a dirt bin, and come out with an apple. And before your very eyes, the first thing they say is, who wants half? They share. Whereas we are so selfish.
There's kind of three approaches that people will take when they look at somebody experiencing homelessness or somebody trapped in homelessness. Some people are going to see them as the victim. Oh, shame, this poor person needs me to come in and save them, and I can come with my soup or my tent or whatever and I can give it to them. But it's quite disempowering in many ways. It allows the person to continue to think of themselves as a victim. Then there's the kind of the punitive approach where we see the homeless person as the villain, this person who is sleeping on the street, committing crime, using drugs on the street, and then the answer is to chase that person away, and so we take a sort of a punitive approach. There's a third approach, which we might call the developmental approach to homelessness, and that sees the homeless person not as the victim, not as the villain, but as the potential hero, the person who within them has the seeds of success, who can take responsibility for their lives, who can overcome the odds. Many of them have a criminal past, Most of them have an addiction. They've lived on the street, they've lost everything, probably they have very few material possessions. Many of them have no marketable skills, or even if they do, they've lost a belief in themselves. So for somebody to move from that place of being in the gutter to a place of flourishing, every single step is a heroic step. They are taking the journey of the hero. They are the champions.
A huge amount of dignity that comes with it, because before I would have had to have been dependent on somebody else's good graces, somebody else's charity. Today, I sit back and I look at what I've achieved. I will look after myself, and seeing this, experiencing this, brings about this glow of dignity.
And so when we call them champions, we call them that, one, so that they will see themselves as champions, because they have to see themselves as champions. They are champions in taking this journey. Secondly, we need to remind ourselves they are the champions, they are the heroes that need to rise up, take control of their lives and change their own lives. And that's the way they become people who not only are in control of their own lives, but make a deep impact on their families, on their communities, and on society as a whole.